hello, beautiful people. Surprise, surprise. It is after midnight and I am still awake. Who is surprised about that? I am, because I definitely intended to go to bed early tonight after that late night yesterday. But I was in the middle of channeling just the most amazing download, you guys. So I was like, first of all, I was working on something to get on here and talk to you all about today. And it just blew up. Like, here we are, a whole page of notes later, a whole whiteboard of notes later. I have a whole nother masterclass that I literally just banged out in a couple of hours. So crazy. Anyways, so what I want to talk to you about, because I had this light bulb moment, this epiphany, and in the midst of this download, and this is actually something that came to me while I was at the master's training a couple of months ago, and I kind of gotten away from it and hadn't really been thinking about it, but because of the fact that New Year's is on the way, it Source just brought it back to my remembrance, and I was like, ooh, we got to talk about this. So what I want to talk about tonight is the reason why your New Year's resolutions are destined to fail. Oh my God. I am normally the bearer of good news, right? And this may seem like bad news, but in every failure is an opportunity. It's not, anything but information and feedback. And of course, there is a silver lining. And here's why. This is what I discovered in my research tonight. Okay, so some of you all might remember this little guy. I shared this with you in training, but these are the 6 logical levels of the mind. I know you can't necessarily read this because it's backwards, but at the lower level, we have environment, and then above that are behaviors, above that are capabilities, above that are your values and beliefs, and then identity, and at the top, we have purpose. And this is basically how your brain organizes information and changes specifically. And this little guy is the reason why so many people have a hard time sustaining change when it comes to New Year's resolutions, because you're trying to change things. You're trying to change things at the environmental level. You're changing your behavior. Let's say, I don't know, go to the gym. That's a common one. And also capabilities. That can mean learning a new skill or something like that. And these things are fine. You can, do work in this area here, but the long lasting change really comes from when you work on shifting your values and or beliefs and at an identity level. Okay. And why this is important as it relates to your New Year's goal is that any goal that you have or any behavior that you want to change, more lasting changes come from the top down. When you have a really strong guiding purpose, when you have done the identity work related to that new thing that you are trying to change, and you've shifted some of your values and beliefs, that causes all the other things to fall into place, just like dominoes, okay? And this is the reason why a lot of New Year's resolutions fail, because people are doing change on these other levels here, these bottom levels. So the top definitely affects the bottom, but changes to the bottom don't necessarily reflect upward at the top. And that's how you get, falling back into old habits and old patterns, because you have only made changes at this base level. Okay, so later on this week, I'm going to be doing a deep dive on how the values and beliefs filters work, and also what it means to have a shift at an identity level. Okay, so that's getting a little bit ahead. We're not going to jump into that tonight, but what I do want to leave you with is something positive and on a high note. So I really want you to think about a couple of things. What was the best thing about 2019? Okay. What was your biggest takeaway from this year? What is something that you are most proud of, your biggest accomplishment? Okay. And I also want you to consider what it took to get there. All right. And through the lens of what I shared with you about the 6 logical levels of the mind, which of those levels did you zone in on or hone in on in order to create that shift for yourself? Did you work on the level of the environment, making environmental changes, behavioral changes? Did you need to adapt new capabilities, new skill sets? What did you do in order to create that shift in your life? And I want you to think about the work that you had to put in order to be able to do it, okay? And yeah, report back to me. I'm going to leave a little sticker here and we will continue this conversation tomorrow because, of course, I have solutions, plenty of those coming up. So stay tuned and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.